All right, so I'm going to read. I was able to get my printer working. I printed off the string of text messages. So what happened again was the other night, my son and daughter's younger sister called my son up and was telling him about a situation that happened where my ex-wife's husband, because the girls have a room down in the basement, my daughter and her sister share a room down in the basement. They were down in the basement. My ex-wife sent her husband down, her crackhead husband down. He came down, started screaming, going crazy again, telling them they don't do enough, telling them they need to help my ex-wife out, telling them that, they need to do more, telling them they need to try harder, telling them all this shit, punching holes in the walls and shit. I mean, stupid shit, right? Crackhead shit, right? Trying to put that fear in them kids and them slaves. Gotta get them slaves slaving. So now this is the text message I sent. I had to get off the phone with my son when he was explaining to me what had went down. I got off the phone with my son. I sent this message to my ex-wife that night. If I hear from Sammy that your crackhead husband threatens or in any way scares her, I will personally come up there and make sure he is unable to scare her ever again. Your house of cards is about to fall. I suggest you refigure your shit immediately. Okay? So she sent me a string of text messages. I don't even know, a dozen or more. But this is what it says. Okay, you are funny, but okay. Who you need to worry is Samantha only. Don't worry about the crackhead. He has been, he is, and always will be the crackhead. He always been the same, and not even police wants to change that. My ex-wife is Guatemalan. English is her second language. But she is ghetto as fuck, too. Sam is an adult now. Instead of worrying about the crackhead, you should advise Sam to do something good with her life. Like get a job at least. She quit school, that's her problem, but she also don't want to work. She was still going to school. I can't even. Okay, so all she wants to do is smoke weed and vapes and be out at night with friends, no matter what I advise her to. No matter what I advise to her, she doesn't care or listen. Another thing, Sam and David, which is the crackhead, gets along very well. She will be saying shit about him, but when no one is looking, she talks to him like they are best buddies. I don't have a problem saying shit like it is, but Sam has shown me she is two faces and lies like shit. Plus, Sam had officially moved out of my house just because things didn't work out her way and realized I was right. Then she asked me to let her come back. But I had already given the room to Tammy. So the basement room was Sammy's until that situation. And then Tammy moved down there. And it was like within a few days, Sammy moved back in. See, Sammy wasn't even moved out. They kicked her out of the room because they were pissed at her, basically. Because I remember the situation when that happened. My son telling me what had gone down. So she's just lying. Everything in here is just a lie, and she's skewing it. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm proving here. Again, this narcissism. How they lie and manipulate. They don't care. They will say whatever they have to change the situation so that way you feel sorry for them. They are the victim, and it's all about them. Okay? I allowed her to come back only if she finished school and graduate school and get a weekend part-time, but she didn't do either. Well, school's not over. She's still been going to school. Again, my daughter gets bullied. There's so many cliques in school. She sits in the fucking bathroom. The only reason she goes to school is because her mom wants her to, because her mom thinks that's the most important thing in the fucking world is to graduate high school. What a fucking moron. And this bitch has 5 fucking kids and keeps on having them and making her older kids watch her younger ones. But I wish Sam will start using her brains and start thinking more about doing good things for herself. Gaslighting. She's trapped her. She trapped her for 12 years in that fucking house. Abused the fuck out of her until she made her a perfect slave, and now she wishes that Sam would just do something good for herself. Sam does not do anything or help in anything in this house. I work 12 hours. Oh, listen to this. I work 12 hours straight every day to put a roof over their heads. Food, clothes, and everything else they need, even their little nails. But Sam doesn't even pick up after herself. Tammy is a great girl. And she put that in all caps. She has a good heart and helps me more. Sam still thinks she runs something here with that nasty attitude. It's all about control. It's all about, she's so pissed that her slave is thinking for herself. She's so fucking pissed. The minute I start talking to Sam about getting a job or to help at the house with cleaning or something, she starts victimizing herself. She starts screaming and threatens to kill herself just because I am asking her to do something. Or something. Now, see, there's so much half-truths and bullshit in this, and women playing women against women, you know what I mean? What I can tell you, of course, you have an 18-year-old girl in your house who was severely abused by you, has been lied and manipulated and gaslighted at every fucking turn, was never given an option to even discover who she is, and now you're complaining because she's having issues? You selfish whore. You're a selfish whore. And she is a whore, by the way. She's a complete whore. My ex-wife is hurt so bad. Her fucking pain from her childhood and growing up is so fucking bad. So just because I'm asking her to do something or something, she starts victimizing herself. She starts screaming and threatens to kill herself. Just because I'm asking her to do something. That's why I asked you to take her with you. Maybe over there she will do a little better. But you brought her back. Why? I mean, I can't even go into it, dude. This is so... Like, this would literally have to be... Like, I'd have to approach this like a legal lawsuit. Go and get all my evidence. Just to prove all this bullshit that she just speaks. And she speaks as if what she's speaking is truth, and she just says whatever she wants. This is exactly what my mom did. You assholes. You useful idiots that believe these fucking nasty, dirty bitches. But you brought her back. Why? The crackhead should be the least of your worries. I don't even care about him. He is always who he is. And if Sam doesn't like him, which she does, why is she here when she can be with you and she is an adult? Again, the complete creating a fucking mind-controlled slave for 18 years and then trying to act like, well, why'd the slave come back if it's so bad? Bitch, because you beat her like that. She keeps taking his vapes, and when he asks her for it, she has a problem. So that was the end, okay, of that incredible spiel of horseshit and narcissistic gaslighting. So I woke up the next morning to those text messages, and this is what I wrote her back. This was my text message back to her. You raised her to be your babysitter. You raised her to do house chores. You did nothing to help her find herself. You completely destroyed her identity. You abused her so badly as a child, she doesn't even know who she is. She is scared of everything. She is the most beautiful woman and has no self-esteem. You continue to lie and do whatever you have to in order to get what you want. You have enslaved that poor girl's mind so badly, all she knows is your drama. Do not sit here and put on a pity party for yourself about raising kids. You haven't raised anything but your personal slaves. You had these kids because that's what you planned, not them. You can't create a life to use it as you see fit. What is happening with Sam is a direct result of the way you treated her. Just because you have kids doesn't mean you are selfless, but actually shows how selfish you really are. These are children, not accessories. You have brought these poor kids into the world to suffer because of you. You have put them in a situation where they had to learn to live with a crackhead. What the fuck? You have created an unstable, unsafe environment for these kids, and then you blame it on them if they can't figure out how to operate the way you want them to in a house filled with trauma and abuse. You are the problem. You have refused to face your own child abuse and have therefore passed the generational abuse down to your kids. It is sick and sad. I didn't want Sam to go back. You created a slave who is so attached to her jail cell she keeps coming back. You created this. This is your fault. Be a parent and take responsibility. Quit passing the blame onto your abused slave. Be a mom and tell her how badly you fucked up. Stop all this foolish constant pleasure seeking. I know you hurt. You hurt from your child abuse. Don't be so cruel that you blame Sam for not being a good girl when she is a direct result of how you raised her. Sam is an absolutely amazing person who is scared to death to let anyone see who she really is due to the abuse you inflicted on her by you. All fingers point to you. Take care of yourself by yourself and quit making excuses for your selfishness. Bam, bitch. But these narcissists don't even fucking care because this is how they respond. This is how the narcissist responds to common sense and logic. Shut the fuck up, you fucking retarded. Get your own life and worry about that. My life isn't none of your business. I don't give a shit about your life. You have never been anything to me or to help. So stay the fuck away from our lives. You have no idea what the fuck you talking about. Stop assuming shit. I thought... She's so fucking ignorant. I thought you were in her life. The problem was you teaching her to smoke drugs. You were just talking out of your jealous ass. According to you, you've been with her all her life. So why you talking shit? Where was her fake father then? LOL. You have never helped for her. Bitch, I have to do it all. I never asked you for shit because you don't have shit and never cared to help. Now all you want to do is talk shit because that makes you feel better for being a failure. Don't judge the crackhead David just because he doesn't smoke the same. Don't judge David just because he doesn't smoke the same shit you do. You are also an delusional crazy on the head druggie. You are also a delusional crazy on the head druggie. Look at your life before you talk about others. Okay? There you go. There you go. There it is. Let you guys make what you want of that. It's sad. My daughter's still there. It's been, 4 or 5 days? 5 days now, I think. Supposed to pick her up tonight, but who knows? Like I said, the Stockholm syndrome my daughter has is unreal. Who knows what kind of life my daughter's created up there in that little space to live in that's so comfortable that she keeps going back. Who knows? Her mom doesn't. Her mom doesn't give a fuck. Her mom's just pissed that she's not doing dishes and changing diapers all day long. So modern day slavery, that's what it is, guys. It's modern day slavery. It's narcissistic abuse. It's parental abuse. It's wide open. It's common in society. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares except for me. I care. You know what I mean? But nobody else cares because this situation goes on. And that is my whole thing about small communities. If we lived in small communities, this kind of shit would not happen. None of it. None of it would happen in a small community. Try being passive aggressive in a small community, see what fucking happens. Try being a direct asshole in a small community, see what happens. It doesn't work. You do what you got to do. You do what the community does. But here, a life of abuse in America, this free America that we live in, You can pop a fucking slave out of your pussy. You can abuse that slave unfathomably until that slave adapts directly to how you want it to slave for you. And then once that slave gets to a certain age and it starts disagreeing with you, you can now gaslight and slander and go behind that slave's back, or not even go behind that slave's back, but right in front of that slave's face, and slander and gaslight and continue the abuse verbally and emotionally and psychologically. But it's okay, guys, right? I should shut the fuck up, right? I should go away. I'm the one in the wrong. I'm the one with lessons to learn. I need to pray to Jesus. I need to change my ways. I need to work harder. I need to do more. All of you.